Hey, what it do, baby? Boo! This video is gonna be like another pro player review. I just saw this dude's solo queue stats on koreanop.gg, whatever, www.op.gg. At the moment, he's rank 13, and he had like a. Now, let me just check really quickly. He's got a 73% win rate. He's got 60 games played on Nidalee, and he's rank 13 in Korean Challenger. And he's from Immortals. That's one of Immortals subs, this jungler subs or some shit. So I thought I would do a pro player review on him, because obviously this dude knows something that the rest of us matulsis don't know. And so let's get straight into it. So before you go into any game, okay, that you're going to review or analyze or whatever, it's really, really good to get a general gist of what you think the player is going to do, and you kind of try and predict what the person's going to do. So that's what I like to do right now. Let me just bring this shit up so I can see if we're Gucci. So I'll go to obviously Nidalee versus Kayn. So you just get a general gist. So you go maybe obviously no close quarter fights. So, hit spear first, then go for burst. If he's got fervor, then be careful of RuneScape fights, dependent on situation. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Then we go through the rest of the matchups and we think Camille top versus Kled top. If Kled's pushed up and Nidalee has red buff, it's going to be a good idea to go for a gank, specifically for Camille as well, because she's quite a snowbally champ. Mid lane's really good. If Ryze is able to land a W on Galio, then the spear is lined up, like, they don't have to predict where he's going to move or some shit. And then bot lane ganks are... I think these guys are going to be pushed up. Lucian and Thing are going to push up these ones. So if, they're pushed up to here or some shit, and maybe Nidalee has red buff or the gank is available, then you can go for it. Other than that, we'll cut straight into the game, see where he starts, and all that other shit.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I'll just check his runes real quick as well. Where is it? It's this one. Builds. Okay, so he's got 9 attack speed reds, 9 ability power blues. He's got a mixture of scaling health and armor yellows, and then he's got 3 AP quints, and then he's going 12, 18, 0, which is pretty standard. Okay, so it's pretty standard shit. Let's cut into it, my bear. He's starting blue side. So if he's starting blue side, then I'm guessing he's going to end up on the red side, and he might be looking for a top gank or mid gank level 3, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what it did. Okay, so these little muttles, he's coming trying to shun to run. Blah. Okay, so we know a few things. First off, Kayn probably either started top or this one. But I think because these dudes came early, this one came early, he started this one. So Kayn's jungle path is probably going to be Raptors, red, and then top side of the map, which is pretty standard. So he's doing the typical clear. Did he smite? He must have smited wolf or some shit. Okay, so what the heck is Kayn doing? Let's see what this Shadowbox does. So he's just going for safety first, because if Kayn was to come and, he's coming over this way, he wouldn't know that Nidalee's taking this, like, depending on how he runs through this area right here. But, yeah, it's most likely he's not going to see this one. And if he was doing this, Nidalee might get caught, so it's just safer to take this. I'm guessing he's just going to wait around for Kayn to come with some shit after taking this. But he might try and go for the blue or gank top as well. Okay, Kayn's here right now. So he's probably going to try and make plays on this bitch. There it is. Oh, okay, this is not good. Okay, it's good. No, it's fine. So that's pretty standard shit, okay? You don't want to get into RuneScape fights with this, with Kayn. You don't want to go close quarters. You want to stand back and just spear and go for the long range burst, and then, go into Cougar form, give him a shun at the one. Okay, blue. Like, I don't think he's going to go to the top lane gank. He's probably just going to do some more farming, unless they can pull off a gank right here. Yeah, more farming. Now, at this particular time, okay, there's a couple of things that you need to remember. First off, the top lane gank, I don't believe was viable over here because of Nidalee's health. And if Nidalee went top, even though the lane is pushed up, I think at the time there was a big enough wave that there's a possibility that, you know, Kled could 1v2. And if he does 1v2, that lane's over. Like, your snowball has stopped rolling. It's GG. Well, it's not GG, but it's GG top lane. And then, so instead, you go for the safe route. You just take these two camps here, is what I'm guessing he's going to do. And then go back to base and then end up on the bot side of the map. Now, from Kane's perspective, okay, Kane is probably going to go towards bot side of the map. And the reason why I say that is because he's already farmed all these ones here, because he didn't show up here for like a minute or a minute and a half or some shit. He didn't show up here for ages. And if you look at his CS as well, when he came to the top side of the map, you can tell that he did a lot of farming over here. See, 20 CS. And then he came up to the top, he had the skirmish, these camps were gone, right? So Kane's natural progression should be to go on the bot side of the map, because these camps will be spawning soon, because these are the first ones he took, so they should be spawning soon, so Kane should go back to here and here. So now that you understand, this is just prediction shit, it might not actually happen, but it's good to get this type of thinking going. So now that you understand he's going to be on the bot side of the map, you can calculate where he's going to gank, if he is going to gank, you know? And you look at the lanes and you're like, okay, Ryze is going back, so he's not going to gank Ryze. You look at bot, and you know the lane's pushing towards him. So unless he's going for a dive, then he's probably not going to go for a gank. So instead, you know, this is all prediction shit, by the way. He might, you know, go here, take Scuttler, maybe look for a dive, or he could go Scuttler first, take these camps, and then work his way top lane to get those camps. All of that could be wrong, like I said, but it's good to get that type of thinking in place. Okay, see, look, all of that was wrong. He came straight to top lane. Maybe he has the general idea that that Nidalee was going to farm her jungle again, and so he thought, okay, you know, while she's low, I'll go and do something. But if he dies here, this is GG for the jungler. Let's go back. And that's actually a win for Nidalee, because he wasted so much time walking all the way up here. Now he has to walk all the way back here. And it's such a waste of time, this progression right here. Whereas Nidalee just goes back to base, buys items, and then she can do another rotation on these camps, get Scuttler, and then look either mid or bot for a gank if she wanted to. Okay, so bot lane died. Okay, Soraka's OP. No. Soraka's... how I did it. Some ganking. From Nidalee's perspective, mid lane might have to play... see, I was just about to say that. Mid lane, I was going to say mid lane might have to play safe because Galio might be coming after the death, and then Kane can close in on him. But I don't think they had enough time to do that in the first place. But, you know, that was a possibility that Nidalee had to watch out for. Nidalee. What's he going? I bet you he's going to go invade or some shit. Has he got big dick? Nah, he's got small dick. Ooh. Okay, so there's something that I want to say about this, and that's if this game closes out in the next like 5 minutes or so, I'm just going to review the early game again because that's where everything happened. I think it is. Let's go back. Okay, so now they made a big mistake here of trying to do that. Because little mistakes like that legit have the biggest influence. Like, you don't think they do, but it's all about the snowball. You have to keep the lead rolling, and little stuff like little mistakes like that just ever so slightly stop the snowball. Stop. Some more farming. Once again, if you look at the state of the map, okay, you should always be doing this as a jungler. You look at the lanes, you're like, okay, Camille's safe, she's under turret. These guys are safe, they're under turret. The only person that's left to gank is mid. So if you're going to farm anywhere, just be aware of the gank that could be available, which is mid lane. You know, from Kane's perspective, he might be gonna try and give this dude a Shana Te Wana. Okay, so fight's happening top. Let's see what he does. Okay, he keeps fine. That's interesting. Oh, this okay. So we'll see what he does with that piece of information, because now that we know Kane's bot, he might go for a gank top or some shit. Okay. Okay, this is actually a really good part of the game to analyze, because they had a huge lead. They threw it a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Nice. Okay, yeah, it's really good. Double buffs from mid laner. Flash. Nice. Okay. So the snowball's back. It's back into the rolling position. While Kane and the mid lane is really low and all that shit, he's just gonna see if he can take some jungle camps away from him. Because you gotta make use of that time when, you know, you have opportunities to take shit. 3 of them are dead. You know, 1, 2, 3 were dead. So then their jungle was pretty much free range for anyone. And then so here's what I want to say, okay? So up to this part, it's been really good. We'll get out of this so you can't hear shit. So there've been little skirmishes which I'm going to go over again to get the snowball rolling, okay? Because to win a game of League of Legends, there's 2 phases. There's getting the snowball rolling, okay? There's the initial phase of starting the snowball, and the second phase, which is to keep it rolling. There have been at least 2 fights this game that have got the snowball, you know, rolling, but then you have to close it out. You have to be able to transition that lead into just further and further, and you don't want the snowball to stop. So to do that, it's really simple. All these guys have to do, because who's in front? This dude's got no deaths. Bot lane's doing really well. He's doing really well. Camille's doing okay. Like, she's, you know, she's alright. So all they have to do, all mid and jungle have to do, is take Dragon. Camille can keep pushing top if she wants to, but they go for the easy objectives. Go for mid lane turret, and then, you know, roam bot whenever possible. But look at these easy objectives that are up, 1 and 2. Okay, so that's all they have to do, is get these little small objectives that are easy to take. And then, you know, if they can get some deep vision, then they do that. They go back to base, they buy items, they, you know, do a bit more farming, and then when they're strong enough, they go to the tier 2 turrets. And then you rinse and repeat that process, and that's how you close games out. Let's see what they do. You see, Dragon, Rise dies. No. Simple as that. They could just group mid if they wanted to. See a little bit more bullshit mucking around, you know, a bit more farming because there's not really many fights happening or something. Then as soon as a fight happens, you can see them, you know, prep for it. Item wise, pretty standard. If he's got ulti, they can go for this. And this particular point, this is completely fine for the top laner. Is he gonna get? Nice. And the reason why I say that is because while all of this stuff is happening, they're losing control over bottom side of the map. Like these guys are just pushing, they get a free turret, and if these two wanted to, they could just rotate mid. And then all top lane got for it, like they're not going to get this turret. All top lane got for it is just 1 kill, so it doesn't make any sense. You know. farming, blah blah blah. Making their way towards Infernal. Keep the objectives, snowball rolling. Nidalee is legit like the biggest power farmer, bro. Like 71 CS at 13 minutes. Yeah, they can just take Dragon. Push bot wave out. Regroup from mid lane. Goes top. Doesn't do anything that I said. Okay, just go back. Because bot lane's mid's bot, so you don't want to do any of these fights. You just want to go back. Nice. So at least one of them should be dead, yeah. Is this the GG? Bro, this Nidalee legit has the biggest balls. Oh my goodness. Yeah, style points. Bang, bang, bang. See you. And then it's simple. Get same shit, rinse and repeat. Boom. Get this, get Rift Herald, push the waves, go back to base, buy items, go do some more farming, take jungle camps, make picks wherever possible. When you're strong enough, when the situations arise, take the next, lot of things, maybe set up Baron, blah blah blah. That's how you keep the snowball rolling. But the most important part of this game is the start. The first, because once you have the snowball rolling, it's a lot easier to win games when you're in a head position. When you're in an ahead position. So like half of the game is just getting yourself in a head position in the first place. And this dude did a really good job of it. Specifically with his the amount of farming that he's done. If he wasn't at any fights, like if there wasn't a fight happening, he was farming. So it's always that perfect balance of when when a fight happens, you have to be there and you have to back up your boys and shit. But when it's not happening, you just make use of your time, you use it efficiently, and you go farm. So how long we are in this video? Can't see it. So 17 minutes in, but I'm really quickly going to go over the first fights because that's what mattered the most. So extended clear, blah blah blah. Remember, this is the shit to get the snowball rolling, which is the first phase. Thinks Kane's going to come soon, so instead of taking blue, he takes this just to be safe. It's a lot safer than thing. Has a scrap, and he does it on Nidalee's terms. Get the Q from long range and then go balls deep. As soon as you notice that, as soon as he tries to come in to have RuneScape fights, Nidalee pulls out. He just goes back because that's not his win conditions for trading. That's not how Nidalee likes to trade. You have to play to your champion strength. Take this shit. Once again, if the gank mid was available when he TP'd in, then I think they would have went for this. But in order for that to happen, Ryze actually had to have mana because I don't think this bitch has enough damage alone to kill this one. You look top, like a newbie would see this and be like, oh Luna, look, top lane's pushed up, blah blah blah. But you have to look at it and be like, okay, but there's a huge minion wave and there's a possibility that Kled could 2v1. Like maybe a little one, but it's still a possibility. Then he does some simple farming because there's nothing available on this side of the map. He catches Kane walking top. Kane fucks up because he tries to get the kill. It doesn't work out. And you just go, now he has to walk all the way bot. Now all Nidalee has to do is pick up these two camps and look for another gank or look for another fight that's going to happen. Okay, is there a fight happening? See, look, there's a fight happening. He happens to be on this side of the map, so he runs straight to it, which is really important. You don't want to just go and farm. If there's a fight happening, you have to be ready for the fights and shit. So this dude... push the wave. This is how the little leads, like getting the snowball rolling, because like Jhin is 2-1-3, but from Lucian's perspective, he's gonna miss this whole wave here, like so much. Honestly, all of this shit adds up to the nines. Is this when they go for a dive? This is a bit silly. think if someone dies. Because they're able to come back into the game. So. Oh, not really. Oh, yeah. But then, okay, so a fight happens bot. You go back to farming, okay? There's not going to be any fights in the next 30 seconds or so Nidalee can just go back to farming. There's no gank available bot. You know, these guys are miss. She doesn't have red buff, so maybe there's not enough potential to kill them. So you just do some more farming. Farm, farm, farm. If there's a gank available now, it's either bot or mid, okay? You have to always be looking at the lanes. Camille's going back to base, so she's safe. Mid lane's pushed up, they have no wards at all, and bot lane's pushed up. Like, their wave is pushing towards here, so they have to play relatively safe. Especially considering the fact that you're on the top side of the map. Because you're not there for a counter gank. Farming. So Kane ganks bot, we'll see what he does. Kane's bot, he naturally goes top to take over that side of the jungle. He doesn't die, I don't think. It's little leads like this. You know, Kane's dead, Cled's dead, Lulu's dead, Gallia's not here to defend this turret, so he's just got free reign over the top side of the map. Gets the turret and snowballs all. This is how snowballs. So, it's really important. There's one particular important thing that I want to point out before I end this video, and that's the amount of mistakes that he didn't make. There are honestly so many opportunities for this dude to make a few mistakes, like especially over here with that skirmish that happened just before. The level 3 invade. If he tried to RuneScape fight with Kane, he probably would have died. But he didn't, and that's what allowed the snowball to keep rolling. It's getting the lead and then keeping it rolling. And this dude just did a really good job at keeping it rolling. So I'm going to end this here. Hopefully you learned something new, okay? If you like these type of reviews or whatever, you can subscribe to my channel if you want to. It's up to you. Because I like to think that I post out in-depth shit that, you know, helps people. Or you can check the links below, and I'll include links to my stream where I show like educational content and shit. And I just do educational. I have an educational type stream. I'd also like to think I'm a bit funny, but some people think otherwise. Anyways, if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. I'll tell you to fuck off. Have a good day. I love you. Stay beautiful. Shout out, ducks.